friends? Hello, welcome back. I'm gonna try something completely different today. We are trying a New Jersey Devils redraft starting back at 2015 where things got a little bit hectic with the New Jersey Devils. Let me tell you what, I am feeling fancy today. We put pants on, we put clothes on just for you guys. I tell you what, we still can't write though. You got to tolerate the handwriting. It's not the greatest. I get it. Did not pass handwriting class. Do the best to understand. But we have 2015 up to 2021. We are redrafting New Jersey Devils. We're going to throw them in NHL 22. And we're going to see how those bad boys do if they was all in the Devils. Now, 2015 was without a doubt the most challenging year. And one New Jersey Devils fans, without question, would like to forget. They took Pavel Zacha. They could have had, well, just about anything they possibly wanted. A first-line winger, first-line center, first-line D. You could have had anything. They took Pavel Zacha. I think, looking back at the Devils, 2015, they was kind of in that transition phase, if you will. They was going, I mean, they had some younger guys. They had a lot of older guys where you really just wanted to see this team like it was kind of in that rebuild-esque phase anyway, where you just want to see them take whatever would have helped this team the most going forward. And I think at that point, you would have said, I know you got a younger Henrique still, but a lot of the other centers get a little older. You would have said, let's take Matthew Barzal in 2015. Now, is it a reach? A little bit of a reach. He was, what, 15th, 16th taken overall there? But he's a guy that instantly was going to help the New Jersey Devils out, I think, here, and improve their offense. And you look at, compared to these other guys, you wonder how he'd do in the Devils. I'm taking Barzal. Controversial pick, maybe a little bit. 2016, pretty easy one here. The Devils took McLeod. 2 picks later, your Boston Bruins, well, it ain't your Boston Bruins, but the Boston Bruins took a guy by the name of Charlie McAvoy. A's capital, right? Yeah, capital A? I think so. We're going with it. 2016, McAvoy, New Jersey Devils. Now you're looking at Charlie McAvoy, Matthew Barzal. Now that is a core for the years to come. Now I think, we should note it. The reason you take McAvoy in 2016 and Barzal in 2015, it's like, why not Werenski? Why not Provorov? Well, then the Devils had, what, Severson, young Severson. You had a young, guy, name, not Andy Green. Gosh dang it, Damon Severson. Who the heck was your other defenseman? Adam Larson. You had Adam Larson. You had Severson. Heck, you can even throw big bad John Merrill in there if you want. He was low 20s then. So if he was the Devils, he was like, you know what? Let's go Barzal. Let's try to boost up this offense a little bit. But then you get to 2016, you get an extra couple years of these guys. Damon Severson's like, how you feel about a minus 31? Then you start to really second guess the defense. You say, McAvoy slam dunk here, take the best option available. And before we continue on here, I just want to talk about our sponsor, Manscaped, real quickly here. There's only one ball we should be worrying about dropping this holiday season. That's in New York, not in your pants. Manscaped can help you with that with the precision-engineered Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer that can give you a precise, clean, and confident shave below the waist. Personally, the product I'm in love with here at Manscaped is the Crop Preserver. Now, yeah, sure, it's great and it's important. You want to be clean shaven down there, but you want to smell good too. Let me tell you what. This stuff, can you smell it? Can you smell it? Can you smell it to the camera? Gotta take my word on it. It smells amazing. It's got that perfect masculine scent. It's not overpowering, but it's gonna make you smell good. And hey, you can get both of these products and more with the Performance Package 4.0, the perfect gift for someone else or possibly yourself this holiday season. It not only includes the lawnmower, the crop preserver, but you can also get the weed whacker, you can get the crop reviver, and you can get the magic mat along with that as well. And it comes along with a couple free gifts and a travel bag and some boxers. So go on, head on over to manscaped.com. Use code LEGACY20 for 20% off. That's manscaped.com. Use code LEGACY20 for 20% off your purchase. 2017, you have Nico Hischier or Nolan Patrick. Which one should you take if you're the New Jersey Devils? The answer is pretty obvious. Neither. Again, you now got McAvoy. The rest of the defense getting older, not looking as promising as you may have thought. Adam Larson being more of a defensive defenseman, not a big deal, helps the team. But when you have a chance to get a offensive juggernaut like Cale Makar, you go ahead and take it if you're the New Jersey Devils. 2018, Devils picking a little bit later in the draft. You know what? Ty Smith. We ain't seen everything on Ty Smith yet. I think he's got some potential. Could be a pretty solid player in this league. We're going to stick with Ty Smith. 2019, you take Jack Hughes. Jack Hughes looking like the right option right now. Still early. Just got a big payday. Jack Hughes continuing to go looking like one of the big sparks in that Devils offense right now. Then your last 2 years, you had Mercer, Holtz. Still think it's too early for those guys. And Luke Hughes. You just have to assume that guy's going to be a stud. I mean, look at his brothers. It is what it is. Devils, though, improving their drafting, it looks like, these last couple years. Still, what happens if they would have taken a couple different players? 2015, 2016, where would this team be now? All right, here is the New Jersey Devils glow up. A big one on the top line. You got Tatar, Barzal, Rantanen. Second line, Jack Hughes, Dawson Mercer, Jesper Brad. Mercer up to 82 already at 19. We're stuttering apparently. I was a little surprised by that. You ain't giving him some respect. He's playing really good. Gotta give him some respect. Miles Wood, Kuokkanen, Johnson, VC's over there in the Devils, Sharangovich, and Goche. He's double down. I wasn't even noticing that. Look at his defense, though. Look at his defense. Dougie Hamilton, Cale Makar, Ty Smith, Charlie McAvoy, Damon Severson, and PK Subban. All of a sudden, the Devils have one of the nastiest defensive units in the league. Not only one of the nastiest defensive units in the league, but they have two defensemen that can put up a point per game. Crazy. You talk about an improvement. Of course, both those guys were first using them on the power play. I'm going to be interested to see how this team does, because clearly, I think in real life, this team dominates. I think a couple years down the road, they dominate even more when Jack Hughes gets a few games under his belt. You see guys like Holt start to come through. Again, you're going to have another Hughes come through. Now, obviously, you're going to be able to say, well, you're not going to be able to keep all these guys. Absolutely. PK Subban's your first out, obviously, there, but how do you afford? They can probably afford Cale Makar. They can probably afford Makar, Hamilton. Oh, I don't know. That's a lot of players. That is a lot of players. Rantanen's on a good deal, I think, ain't he? Is he on $8-9 million? I think that's Nathan MacKinnon. McKinnon's getting like 6.9 or 6.8 or something crazy right now, I think. So Rantanen a little bit more pricey. But if he's on the Devils and he doesn't produce as high without McKinnon there for a couple years, still a good player. Oh, he'd be playing with Barzal, though. So I was going to say that'd be different. It's still not McKinnon, but I think you put up numbers. Maybe he saves him $500K or so. But nonetheless, obviously, all just a complete sim. How would things turn out? I think when you make the draft this way, though, and I was thinking about this when we were selecting the players. If you would have taken, instead of Barzal, you would have taken Werenski or Provorov. Now, it'll change up the draft a lot, but that would have been 2 defensemen that really would have been a couple years down the road before they really came together, where it would have allowed you to still have those bad seasons and those higher draft picks to get McAvoy and get Makar those next 2 years. I think it'd work out. I think it might have worked out still. Even with Barzal, maybe. I think you had to go defense. I think if you would have went, I think you would have definitely got them picks. If you would have went Mac or Werenski, because see, Werenski sat out the first year. So if you go Werenski, you're guaranteed McAvoy still, because you didn't gain a player. And even the year after that, I mean, yeah, Werenski was starting to play really well, but was he going to keep you from getting Makar? You was a top 4 pick in the first place. You would have fallen down a couple of spots. He was a bad team. Won the lottery, right? Won the lottery. I don't know. I think you could have still made it happen. I think that's what's really crazy about this draft for the Devils. A lot of stuff you can look back and say, oh, you could have taken McDavid. Yeah, and maybe your team wouldn't have had them draft picks the next couple years. But when you select guys that take a couple years to come together, like Rantanen, same story as Werenski and Provorov. That's what we thought about saying Rantanen. It took him a couple years to really get going. Devils, though, first place in the division. Nonetheless, 22-12. It's all in the past now. We obviously cannot change the past. Gotta live in the present, gotta live with what we got, learn and improve in every facet possible. And that includes drafting if you're a GM over here in the NHL. You can't look back if you're a GM and be like, oh, what if? All you can do is say, hey, we can hit on this year, we can hit on next year, we can hit on the year after that, and bang, all of a sudden we're looking like Colorado Avalanche. Who, by the way, when you really think about it, that's what the Avalanche did well. They took Rantanen, stud of a player. A couple years later, they took Makar, stud of a player. They nailed the draft for a couple years. Few years, Nathan MacKinnon as well, and they got that first overall pick there. You nail the draft for a couple years and you start to really build that core of players. That's all it really takes. There's a lot of hope for anybody out there. Maybe Buffalo. I was just thinking Eichel, Dahlin. Takes a little bit more, I guess. But it's good to have a starting foundation for the next decade, unless you trade it to the Vegas Golden Knights, of course. Devils stomping teams, though. First place in the Metro by 3 points. That's not bad. 6 points. Let's go into a long shot. Why not? By a long shot. Long shot. Devils got the Penguins in the first round. They're going to lose game number 1. I want to take a look at these stats real quickly here for these New Jersey Devils. Has to be a good season, I think. Had to be. I would say Rantanen 79 points. I'd say they have pretty good goals against. I mean, you have Blackwood in that, good goaltender. +0 for Rantanen. Okay, all right. McCarr +27. That's what you paid for. 71 points, 57 apples, 14 goals. He may or may not have 14 goals before the month of December over this year. Not a big deal, but he's got 14 over here on the Devils. That's all right. 19 by 51 for Barzal, -1 as well. Jack Hughes, 22 by 32, continuing to grow there. Sharon Govich, great season. Bratt, Tatar, Hamilton's down there. I don't expect to see that, EA. He might have 38 points right now. Guy's killing it. McAvoy, same story, but you see what these defenders are doing. +23, Hamilton. +26, McAvoy. Big improvements for the New Jersey Devils. You look at the goaltender, Blackwood had a .913 save. In this game, pretty solid. 2.49 goals against. Again, not too bad there either. I'm saying goals against about 2.4. What do we got? 3.24 goals for. Ridiculously high there. And 2.54 goals against. Pretty solid numbers. Power play 16% could have been better. I mean, you still, when you look at it, you got Rantanen, I guess, but you still don't have that premier goal scorer on that power play. Rantanen's probably your guy. You got a lot of playmakers, got a lot of guys that move the puck around. Sometimes that works out just fine as well. Let's go, though. Devils, first round. We'll see if they can, what they can do against the Penguins. So sim up them playoffs. We got the draft out of the way. Let's go ahead and see how these Devils do in the playoffs. They might get bounced in the first round. They might get broomed in the first round. Reverse sweep coming in hot. No, Devils gone in the first round by the Pittsburgh Penguins. Still making playoffs. I'd be okay. I mean, I wouldn't, but I'd be okay with getting bounced in the first round if that was your team for the next 5, 6, 7 years. You're in a very good spot. Speaking of a team that's hard to stop, Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl, and them Edmonton Oilers. Nonetheless, that is going to wrap up this video. If you guys enjoyed this style video, you want to see another one like this, feel free to comment down below. Leave us a suggestion. Try to read through them. As always, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time.